Open your book to page 311. Today's lesson is to graph parabola with equations of the form y minus k equal to a times x minus h squared. And you also need to know how to find the vertices and the axes of the symmetry. So a lot of stuff. So let's start with the example they give you. So they give you y equal to x squared. Again, from Algebra 1, you learn how to graph these, right? You make a table, the x and the y, and then you just go and just assign values. And so you got like -3, so square give you 9, -2 square give you 4, -1 square give you 1, 0 square give you 0, 1 square give you 1, and 2 square give you 4, 3 square give you 9. And usually that's kind of plenty of the points already. Usually you kind of go up to 4. You know, you get 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. Usually that would kind of give you good enough of a graph. Okay, so now you have this graph and you plot the points. So 0, 0. Next one is the 1, 1. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I'm going to do this. Okay, so -3, 9. So -3, I don't think I have enough. So -3, 9 is way up here. Okay. So that's why you normally you don't need to get that high. Okay, let's do this then. So -3, 9 is over here, and -2 is 4, is right over here. -1 is 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4 is right over here, 3, 9. Okay, and so if you connect the dots, you're going to get the graph looks like this. Okay, so that's how you graph from Algebra 1. Okay, you plot the point and it takes kind of long, right? But there should be an easier way to do these. Okay, so first let's look at the point. Okay, the vertex. This is a vertex. It's at 0, 0. So the vertex, normally your form, if you look at your general form, this is kind of a nice equation, an easy equation. But most of the time, equation is not this nice. Most of the time, you're going to get y minus k equal to a times x minus h squared. Most of the time, you're going to get a lot of other stuff. Okay? So the h and the k will give you the vertex. So right now, notice over here, that's nothing over here. That's why it's 0, 0. Okay? So let's say if you have like let's say if you have example. Let's say if you have like a y minus 3 equal to, let's say 2 times x plus 5 squared. Okay? So in this case, your vertex is going to be at -5, +3. Right? Because you remember minus, that's how you get a distance, right? You know, you have to subtract, right? So you have to take the opposite. So that's how I get the -5, and that's how I get a 3. So from these, the h and the k, that's how you get your vertex. So your vertex is going to be h and k. Okay, so that's one thing you have to kind of know. The next thing is the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is the line that goes through the vertex. So in this case, your axis would be x equal to 0, right? That's this line over here. So your axis is a line, this line over here, and it's x equal to 0. So again, axis of symmetry is a line that goes through the middle. So you kind of divide into 2 halves. Okay. Now, also next thing you want to kind of learn is this. Okay. Instead of trying to plot every single point, it takes too long, and you have to plot point. There's an easy way to do this. Okay. If you kind of notice this over here, when what you want to do, you want to use a difference. See this over here? Notice when you go over 1, this is 1. When you go over 1, this is 3. When you go over 1, that is 5. See the difference? The reason for that is, it is a difference. See what happened is, 0 squared equal to 0, 1 squared equal to 1, 2 squared equal to 4, 3 squared equal to 9, 4 squared equal to 16. And if you notice the difference is 1, 3, 5, 7, right? That's why the first difference is 1, 3, 5. Everybody see that? So you can do it two ways. You can just go over 1 and you square that, you go 1. If you go 2 this way, you will get 4. If you go 3 this way, you get 9. So that's one way. One of the way to do it is by using the square method. The other one is by using the differential method. Okay, so you go over 1, you go up 1, go over 1, you get 3, go over 1, you get 5. So you use the 1, 3, 5. Okay, that's another technique. That is when a equal to 1. Though. But if a is a different number, you have to multiply by the a. Again, we're going to go more of this as we go over more examples. So those are kind of the basics behind it. Okay, now let's go over some examples. Let's go over some examples. Let's go to example 1. So example 1, you have y minus 5 equal to negative x plus 2 squared. So right away, your vertex is going to be at negative 2, right? From here, negative 2, positive 5, right? So that's your vertex. And your a is equal to negative 1. Right, that's your a. This is your a right over here. Okay. Now what a will do is that if it's negative, it's going to be flipped upside down. Okay. Now notice the differential over here. Okay. That is when a equal to 1. But right now a equal to negative 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the 1, 3, 5. Okay, that's my differential. It's the odd numbers over here. See the 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, and a equal to negative 1. So you have to multiply. So you end up with negative 1, negative 3, negative 5. Okay, and I will explain to you what to do with those numbers. Okay, so let's go and graph. So because a is negative, the graph is going to be upside down. Okay, so let's go and plot the vertex first. Vertex is negative 2, 5. So that's my vertex, right? Now remember what I said about using the differential technique. That way you don't have to, do the table. It takes forever, right? Okay, so this is how it works, okay? So you go over 1. The first time you go over, you go down 1. Right, so go over 1, go down 1. Right, that's the first number over here. Next time you go over, you go down 3. Right, see the negative 1, negative 3, negative 5. So if you go over one more time, so each time, so you go over 1 at a time. So you go over, then you go down by 5. Okay, and here's your axis of symmetry. Right, axis of symmetry always goes to the vertex. Right, so it'll be always symmetrical. The next nice thing about parabola is that it's always symmetrical, right? So this one, you go over, you get a point right over here, right? It just goes across over. And this one, you go across over, you get over here. This one, you go across over, you get that, okay? And so you sketch that. And that's your graph. So that way you don't have to make the, you don't have to keep doing this over here, because by doing this you have to plug back in, and when you have all these other numbers, it's kind of harder to figure out your table, right? So this is much quicker, right? Okay. Let's go and do a few more examples. Let's go and do some events. So let's go to page 315. And I'm going to do, okay, let's go and do number 8. So you got y minus 6 equal to negative 2 x plus 3 squared, right? So again, first figure out your vertex. Okay, vertex is the most important point because that's where the graph is going to start. So the vertex would be from here, you're going to get negative 3. From here, you're going to get 6. And a is equal to negative 2. So your 1, 3, 5, you're going to end up with negative 2, negative 6, and negative 10. Okay? Okay. Okay, so this graph is going to be kind of big, so I'm going to make a little bit smaller graph. Okay, so vertex is negative 3, 6. So that's this one right over here. Then the first, okay, I'm going to do this. So first time I go over 1, I have to go down 2. I go over 1, I have to go down 6. Okay, so again, so this is here how much to go down after you move each one, right? So again, you go over 1, you go down negative 2. Next one you go over, you have to go down negative 6. Next time you go, you have to go down negative 10. So right over here. Okay, so again, go over 1. So you have to go over 1 at a time, right? So go over 1, you go down 2. Next one you have to go down 6. Next one you go down 10. And the other side would be just symmetrical, right? Because parabola is always symmetrical. So this one would be right over here. This one would be right over here. And this one would be right over here. So you connect the dots. Now, because it's negative, that's why it's upside down. If it's positive, it will go up. Okay? And make sure you answer the question. So it says sketch the graph. Okay, we did that. Label the vertex. Okay, vertex is a negative 3, 6. So did that. And the point where parabola cross the y-axis. So it cross over here. So this would be 0, negative 12. Okay, and that's everything. Okay, so it's not too bad. Okay, so now you have to go and solve some equations. So let's go and do some of the equations. Okay, so let's go to page 316. And let's do 18. So it says find the equation in the form of y minus k equal to a times x minus h squared. So that's your parabola equation. So number 18, it says the vertex is negative 2, 8, and it contains the origin. So it has a point. So P is a random point. Okay, so P is a point on the graph. So first, again, you want to get the vertex in the equation. So vertex is negative 2, 8. So your equation is going to be y minus 8 equal to a times x plus 2 squared, right? So from this you get that, right? That's why I get those information from. Okay? So now you have one more variable you need to figure out. Okay? Then you have to use the next information. Now, if you keep doing it, you're going to lose track. Okay, so I'm going to go off to the side, okay, because I need an A. But I don't have an A, so I'm going to go off to the side to get an A. Because if you keep going down, by the time you get down here, you're going to forget what you're supposed to do. You're going to lose track. So right now, you need to get an A. So to get A, you go off to the side, and you can use the equation over and over. So you got y minus 8 equal to A times x plus 2 squared. and then you use the point 0, 0, so substitute, so that's your x and the y, okay? So you're going to get 0 minus 8 equal to 8 times 0 plus 2 squared. So you're going to get negative 8 equal to a times 4, right? 0 plus 2 squared give you 4, divide by 4, divide by 4. So a equal to negative 2. So once you find a equal to negative 2, you put it back in here. So you got y minus 8 equal to negative 2 times x plus 2 squared, and that's your answer. Okay? But if you do all these over here, by the time you get a, you're going to lose track. You're going to not remember what you're supposed to do. Okay? So again, you put this back over the end, and that's it. Okay. So number 20 is the same thing. Now, let's go ahead and do number 22. Okay, so it says the parabola opens downward. Okay, so parabola opens downward. So make sure you write down all your information. You help you to think it through. And the y and it's congruent to y equal to x squared. And the vertex congruent means have the same shape. Okay, so it tells you have the same a. When it says congruent, means you have the same shape. In order to have the same shape, you must have the same a. Okay, and it tells you that the vertex is 2, negative 5. So what this try to tell you is that what a is. So it tells you a equal to 1. Okay, okay. So well, it's a equal to 1 or negative 1. Okay, congruent means same shape. Okay. So now again, first you start with your equation. Okay, and the vertex is 2, negative 5, so it'd be y plus 5 equal to 8 times x minus 2 squared. Now the h and k would be just shifting. Okay, if the difference between these and these is that the vertex is the origin. This one, the vertex is 2, negative 5, so it's just shifting, but it's the same shape. Okay, so but now and it also is reflection, right? Now it tells you it's downward, so you know it's going to be negative. And from here, you know it's 1, so you know that your final equation is negative 1 times x minus 2 squared. And that would be your equation. So what this tells you that it's going to be negative. This tells you it's 1. Okay? This tells you the shape. See how stretched out it is. So you got to understand all these parts. Okay. Okay, let's go to number 24. So it says the axis is x equal to 1. Oh, by the way, you want to sketch all the information. It helps you visualize. It helps you to write things. Okay, it says y-intercept. So that's b, right? Y-intercept is where it crosses over. Some of you probably don't remember the b. But anyway, so this is your y-intercept. Okay, so y-intercept is b. It's negative 2. This is where it crosses over the y. And the x-intercept is 1. So x-intercept equal to 1. Okay, so what you want to do is you get your graph paper and you go and sketch all these things out. So x equal to 1. Okay, so that's your axis. And it tells you b equal to negative 2. So that's the b. And x-intercept is x equal to 1. Okay? Well, by looking at that, you know that, remember, the axis of symmetry always goes through the vertex. Always. So since it goes through this point right away, you know that this would be a vertex. So your vertex is going to be at 1, 0. Right? Again, the point that axis goes through will be your vertex. And since this point is over here, so it's going to go down this way. So graph is going to go down this way. Okay, so again, so you write your equation. So you're going to get y minus k equal to a times x minus h squared, right? So vertex is 1, 0. So you're going to be y equal to a times x minus 1 squared, right? Do one thing at a time, right? And now, you know it's going to be negative, or you can substitute this point in here to get that. So this point is 0, negative 2, right? You substitute this into here, or you can see that, remember the differential? Normally you get 1, 3, 5, right? Notice go down 2, so you know that a is equal to 2, right? Because remember you go over and you go down 2. See that? Right, you go over, you go down 2. So you can tell right away a equal to negative 2. Okay, that's your, so a equal to negative 2. That's how you get that, right? Again, you go over 1, you go down 2. So from the table, and you go backward, you know that a equal to negative 2. So you get y equal to negative 2, x minus 1 squared, right? Now, if you don't get that, that's okay. You just substitute the x and the y into equation, and you can find a, either way. Okay, but when you sketch it out, it helps you think it through. Okay. Okay, so let's go and do some practice.